Those of you who know me will know that I don't really like to post personal stuff on social media. I think there's a lot to go with the old adage of don't wash your dirty laundry in public, and I've debated with myself for a long time about posting this video, but I think there's certain things that need to be said. Here, starting off in the first Dick Penderyn mural, walking up past the theatre where we had the world premiere of Iniquity Camworth last year, which was an incredible achievement. Everyone that was involved, all the hard work, passion and endeavour. But even then, you know, we had the doubters, the haters, the naysayers, and we've got them again. Obviously taking the play and the story of Dick Penderyn to the largest arts festival in the world is a monumentally ambitious endeavour, and I know with these things you're always going to get, as I said, the haters, the doubters, the naysayers. I just sort of leave them to their own devices, you know, because those people are always going to have that negative energy, and until they can realise that by channeling that energy in a positive way, they're not really going to ever achieve anything in life. So let bygones be bygones, leave them be. What really bugs me, and what really not just bugs me, I fucking detest it, is people actively putting measures in place to try and derail something that is unique, special, magical, and so many people have worked so hard. People I considered friends have actively gone out of their way to try and disrupt, derail and hinder the production. Here we got our council offices. Council as a whole, don't need me to say it, it's a bit of a shambles in East Talbot, let's be honest, isn't it? There are individual members who have gone above and beyond and out of their way. I'm not going to name them. They know who they are. The council as a whole are just so backward thinking. I applied for a grant, right, to help take the production to the Edinburgh Fringe this year, and I was told by a senior member within the council that they simply wouldn't even consider it because we're taking the money out of Talbot. I mean, it's a bit like the Banksy, isn't it, you know? A Banksy is never ever devalued. It's never depreciated. We had the opportunity to own it, put it in the town, attract attention to the town. What they do? No, sell it to the first bidder. Let the guy who had it, who had all the stress of having to look after it and maintain it, sell it, and now it's been taken out of Wales. Not just Talbot, out of Wales. Dick Penderyn, a pivotal figure in Welsh history, is buried in our town. And we run the very serious risk of a generation of Welsh people growing up not even knowing about these heroes through Welsh history. Our Celtic cousins sing loud and proud about William Wallace, Rob Roy, Michael Collins, St Patrick. What have we got some sort of quiet reserve in Wales about it? And we run the very serious risk of a generation of proud Welsh people not ever knowing about these stories. By taking this story to the world art stage, we've got the opportunity to not just put Talbot but Wales on the map. So yeah, well done Talbot Council, Neath Talbot Council, for being so backward thinking again. I'm not going to get downbeat though. This is like fuel to my fire. We will be going to Edinburgh and we will achieve this dream, with or without their help. And we'll prove all the naysayers and the doubters and the haters wrong. We will be going in August. And there's a lot of parallels, I suppose, you can draw from, you know, what our ancestors suffered and fought for and died for in 1831 and today. You know, you've got Partygate, you know, there's such a divide between those that rule over us, the authorities, the establishment, you know, the liars in positions of ultimate power. One thing that I will say though, obviously, we don't have to suffer the same injustices to the extremities that they did in 1831. You know, when I was researching the play, you know, you learn things like the truck system, of course, where workers weren't paid in money, they were paid in tokens that could only be redeemed in shops that were owned by the authorities, by the pitmasters. So it was the nearest thing to slavery that the white working classes have ever faced. You don't hear about it so much in history though. It's not really taught, is it? Child mortality was at 85%. So infants under the age of 5, 85% of them died. I've recently become a father, as you all well know, and you know, look at my daughter, look at your children, look at your nieces, nephews, look at your friends' children, and imagine any one of those children under the age of 5, at around that time, they had an 85% chance of dying. But one thing that our ancestors did have, and what I will say, which we still need to learn this lesson again, and we should strive for it, is unity. They realised that strength in numbers was the way forward and the way for positive change. We live in a very divisive society where, you know, I think social media has certainly got its plus points, but it's made us argue with each other. It's made brother argue with brother, mother argue with son, husband and wives argue, sisters argue. It's really divided society. Thatcher done a fucking great job on us, I tell you. She said in 1982, she came into power the year I was born, 79, and she said in 82, there's no such thing as society. And then, during her time in power in office, she slowly whittled away that community spirit. To be fair, Tony Blair and New Labour probably carried on the mantle, and when Baroness Thatcher was interviewed at the turn of the millennium and she was asked what her legacy in politics was, you know, was it the Falklands War, was it defeating the unions? No, she said making the opposition change their mind. And that's the society we live in today. Very divisive, a very individual thinking society, whereby there's very little tolerance of anybody anymore. So something we can learn from our ancestors, I think, is that unity, that strength in numbers, how we can make positive and beneficial change for the better by acting as one. And I do honestly believe that there are more good people out there than bad. And even the bad ones, they must have an inkling of conscience about them sometimes. So I'm going to send a very honest message out to all my friends, to all my family, to the good people. Get behind us. If you can't come and watch us in the Princess Royal on the Wednesday 27th for the one-off performance before we go to Edinburgh, chuck a couple of quid in the crowdfunder. Get in touch. Find out if there's any way you can help share, like stuff on social media, and we can get this story, this pivotal moment in Welsh history, on the world art stage. Because we're privileged to have this man buried in our town.